What's up YouTube? I'm Vaughn and this is the Gear channel where we discuss collectibles, hobbies, cabaret games from tabletop to video games, and today we have a very exciting match because we have our Ogdoadic versus Kashtira. Now a lot of you guys asked me how does the Ogdoadic do against Kashtira, and honestly it's not that bad because it really reminds me of going against Flunderies when we're dealing with like Dimension Shifter or even the barrier statue. So it wasn't way off, and our side kind of like corresponded going specifically against Flunderies because that was the most harmful deck that we could play against. So there's definitely a few things I want to switch into side so it's much more compatible against Kashtira, but it's definitely not a deck that I find is just like unstoppable, because even building Kashtira and playtesting with like the YCS top decks, I realized that like there's definitely a consistency when it comes with trying to make like 10 zone blocking. So 6 is very much durable, but also it relies on your opponent either having no interruptions and also that you're able to actually draw all the cards that you need to actually start the combo like fully. So usually like 3 lock zones is very easy to do, but any more than that, it's you pretty much have to sack with the deck if you're actually planning of doing like 10 zone locking and interruptions as well. Now, before we begin, friendly reminder as always to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel a lot and I do really appreciate it. So let's get to it. So starting first, let's see. I believe we are actually going to be going second. Yes, we are. So what we have is the Starlies, Quicklons, Zoa, the Therion, and Rocket Caliber. Not so bad. They have the Finweir, they have Crossout, they have the Rizard, a Ash Blossom, and also a Crossout. So their hand isn't so great, especially for starting first, but at least it's decent. Like that second Crossout could definitely be something a lot more useful, like a few of the Kashtira spells, but it's okay. We're going to see how it goes with them starting first. Okay, so they're going to start with the Finweir, and they're going to go and add. So they go add the Unicorn. Pretty nice. Go Rise Heart. Okay. Banish the Ogre. Get Unicron. Yeah, I'm just going to call this Unicron now on. Just so if you guys hear me say Unicron, you know I'm referring to this one at all times. Okay. So he's going to set and pass. So yeah, he didn't have like much to do with a hand like that. So it's okay. Now we're going to go and see what we're able to do. So they're going to go and special summon a Finweir, so they could pop something if we activate a monster effect at least. So there we go. Okay. So we're going to normal summon the Starliege, and we're going to activate the effect, setting for cross. They ash us. We're going to go and activate Quick Launch, special summon the Rocket Tracer, normal summon the other rocket, make King of the Pharaoh Imp to get our Naya, use Naya to send a curse, use curse to tribute to special, and then curse is going to go special summon Naya, which is going to add us the Water Lily. Okay, now we're going to use the Empress, target the King of the Pharaoh Imp, equip, and then we're going to make our zombie vampire, so then we're going to be all set, activate it, and build 4. Okay, now we're going to go special summon Armageddon Knight, activate our abs and Armageddon Knight, so we could go and build the Levineer, add the Nunu. So we're pretty much all set. So now we're going to banish the Starlies to go get the Levineer, and I believe it's at this point that we're going to summon it to pop 2 of our opponent's cards, so we're a bit safe, and see if they're going to activate the Finweir, which surprisingly he doesn't. Now, I'm very curious about this, and I asked why he didn't, and not really any explanation towards it, but I think he was just trying to see what the deck is capable of. But like when we're starting first, we're doing hand loops and we're making negates, okay? Going second, we're just doing OTK, so it doesn't really give that much information when we're going second because we're just focusing on doing the OTK and that's it, and we're not really doing like that much with our extra deck by trying to perform an OTK. So we're going to be doing that. Okay, now use Queen, tribute those two. Use Flogos. Now Flogos is really good against this deck. It just sucks when they have the other XYZ that becomes a Macrocosmo. but since it has 0 attack, it's very easy just to get rid of that monster with Flogo's ability, which is nice. So switching their Ash Blossom with the extra deck, then use the effect to send, and our opponent's going to scoop. Okay, so now we sided, and we're going to go into game 2. So we do have a Naya, we have Frame, we have Nib, which I'm actually taking out because Nibiru, like, it's not that impactful. And honestly, one of the kaijus, because we do have Lava Golem as well, but also I went and decided that I think the kaiju will be much more impactful, because then I actually choose the specific card that's actually is being an issue, than hoping that my opponent is going to special summon more than 5 times. So that's where I'm switching Nip for, is one of the kaijus. Not really sure which kaiju I want to switch for, but at the moment that's where my head is at. Then we have Chaos Space and a Chaos Valkyrie. They have Book of Eclipse, they have Birth, they have Rise Heart, they have another Birth, and then they have a Pot of Prosperity. Very nice. Okay, so they're going to start once again. So pot for 6. So let's see what they get. Okay. They're going to add Crossout. Okay, activate Birth. You forgot to put the cards backwards, okay? Okay, summon. Okay, use Rise Heart's effect. Okay, Birth effect. And then effect again to go add. Which I thought was kind of weird, because I feel like he could have actually extended a lot more if he just added the Kishki instead of just adding the Nobleman Crossout. So I thought that was a bit weird that he did that, but it's okay. It's still very strong because this is a macro, and definitely he did it under 5 summons. So we couldn't activate our nib, and now they got free macro, which we can't really do anything because they put in defense as well. So Lightning Storm is going to just hit the back row. They did tactics for just in case. Okay, then they're going to activate that effect to go and equip. Okay, we can't really do much. We have to just pass to our opponent, because with no access to the graveyard, we're kind of screwed. So I'm going to go middle 3 because of the tier. So that was a bit harmful. Then he's going to attack. We want to see what we have. I honestly didn't realize that this could actually attack in defense. So when he did that, I'm like, what the? And I'm like, okay. Makes sense. Okay, Mind Hacker. Okay, getting rid of more resources. So there we go. Now I was surprised that it only counts for the face down cards. So we only had 4 face down cards. So we had to go and banish another 4 face down cards instead. So yeah. Now I scoop, and we're going to game 3. So let's see what we got here. Okay. Okay, not bad. So we have Instant Fusion, Chaos Space, Nightsword Serpent, Snake Rain, Abs. They have Birth, Ash Blossom, Kashtira, Athos, wherever you pronounce it, Rise Heart, Ogre. There we go. So we're going to go and start with our Instant Fusion. So then we could actually make our first interruption, which is going to be the Millenniumized Restrict. So it's going to take care of that Ash Blossom with ease. Okay, then we're going to use Chaos Space. So we're going to go and add the White Dragon, I believe. And then Abs is going to add us the Rocket Tracer. So we'll be all set from there. And then we can start doing the dragon plays. So White, Striker, then Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. So we're going to add both of those. Then we're going to go and banish, and then Chaos Space to put back to draw. And then we drew into another Chaos Space, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. So then Rom, okay, and Black. So we're going to add those. Very nice. Then Snake Rain, Discards, and 4. And imagine that we're doing all this and we still didn't even normal summon. And remember that we didn't even normal summon just yet. Okay, and we're not going to till the very end. So you're gonna see. So Curse, Naya, get the Water Lily. Okay, Nunu, overlay. Okay, get her Empress, which is so good. So now we're going to go and summon. It doesn't really matter. We had a bunch of reptiles to equip, so we're just going to special make Zombie Vampire. Use Zombie Vampire. Okay, we're going to mill 4. Nice, we got a Kel back. Our opponent is going to do the same. Okay, so we're going to get our Reptilian Cult. And then Calback is going to mill 5. And we milled some good stuff. Okay. Ooh, got rid of all our opponent's lava golems. So now we're going to go and make Saruja since we have quite a bit cards in hand, but we do have deck cards like Chaos Space and Night Source Serpent, so those are not really that good in hand. So we're going to have to get rid of those 3, then use Saruja to special. So then we're going to go and make Pitsy. Pitsy is going to go and special summon Tracer. Then we're going to go link those 2 for Herodic Seal. Okay, we're going to use our Water Lily to go, supposed to summon Zora, Monster Reborn, the King, then Queen is going to go and tribute those 2. So then it's going to be Herodic Seal 1, Zora 2, and then I don't think we use the Darkest Diabolus because we're going to go and spell. Oh no, we do. So yeah, we're just going to use yeah, all 3, but we won't be doing the special summoning with Queen since we're full zone. But I think we're going to get to that in a minute. So now we're going to use King's Effect to send a random card. Soon. Okay. Now Darkest Diabolus. Now Dragon Ravine. Now Levianeer is going to come back because of Star Leash. We're going to banish 3. Shuffle back another card in our opponent's hand. There we go. Then we're going to make Omega. Banish the last card. Then we're going to go make Zora. And like I said, we still need a normal summon. So now we're going normal summon. Okay, so now we're going to use our Dark to go and put back 2 of our monsters. No, we couldn't. Ooh, I totally forgot that was a big misplay. Because I thought we had a banished reptile, but we didn't. So I wanted to put like a few stuff back in for follow-up turn. But since we didn't, it's okay. So now we're going to just go and make our Lancelot instead. And then we're going to set the call. So we hand loop our opponent. We have 1 negate. We do have 2 interruptions. So if they add a card, they have to send another card. If they special summon from grave, I send a card on the field to the grave. And also, I could potentially special summon a monster as well. So I could special summon Zora, use the effect, and then force it a bit. So that's also another option. And then we do have Call by the Grave because they do have quite a bit of Kishki. So at least if they go and they top deck like another one of this and activate the effect, we could definitely Call by the Grave it. So it's just a dead 24 beater. Or this is actually going to negate it first. But yeah, lots of options. So I feel completely safe right now with this board, and especially that our opponent doesn't have a hand. So welcome to the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright, so they special, and they're just going to attack. We can't really do anything, so we have to just take it. So they're going to go and add now. And for us, it's amazing because King is just going to discard wherever they added. So we're just going to use that. And there we go. And here's something that a lot of you guys might not know is that King is whenever your opponent adds a card. Okay. Now it doesn't say specifically from where. It also includes drawing, returning. So that means that on a standby phase, when we use our Omega to return the cards, okay, it's going to trigger King's effect to actually send it. So now that card's going to be sent. There we go. So now they're going to go and activate that effect, which is look at your opponent's extra deck to banish, which is like, doesn't really matter. We have like full beaters on the board and we're pretty much all set. So we could do a few free spell summon like Starlease to get the Levianeer back to hand. And we have a lot of options. If we want, we could just like spell summon it, do battle, or use the effect to pop. So we are going to use the effect to pop because I believe this is game right here. And yeah, that's it. And that's our match for our COD deck versus Kashtira, which was quite interesting. Definitely saw quite a bit of potential why this deck is very threatening and why it's so good. I honestly don't think Kashtira is going to be tier 0. I know it's 100% going to be tier 1. But I don't see it being tier 0, and especially when playing against another few other decks in the format, like it's not that bad. Especially like in this format, I do think it's very diverse, so you can actually have like multiple options of which decks you want to play against and actually succeed and start topping events. So I'm starting to like this format, and I'm super excited because we're getting unbanned in 2 months. So looking forward to play with all of you guys. And that's it for today's match. If you guys enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. And if you want a sneak peek of future products we're planning to review here on the channel, you can always follow me on my Instagram, VaughnGear. I'm Vaughn, and this was the Gear Channel.